Hello, I just want to do a little video here about a remedy called belladonna. And the reason I want to do this video is because I had to leave a group that's a Facebook group about vaccination. And so lots of people joining that group are people who used to be vaccine believers, and then their children have had, what's the word? Injuries, vaccine injuries. Sorry, I'm just turning off the little fire here because it's making me boiling. So they've joined this group on Facebook to present their particular issues with their children and what to do. But the thing that's kind of driving me mad about that group is that because they're really new to any alternative way of thinking, they're saying, well, I've given my baby who's only just arrived on Earth, the Hep B or the whatever vaccine, but I don't really want to give this other vaccine. But then, when they're 3 months or 4 months, then I do want to consider giving blah, blah vaccine. And I'm just thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, there's all these tiny babies out there that haven't done anything to deserve this. And their parents, with the best will in the world, really care, but they're so programmed by everything, the world, that they think that their newborn baby needs needles full of God knows what, the adjuvants. Like if you were to sit down and read what these vaccines contain, it really is Eye of Newt, that, Macbeth type witches round the cauldron. It's disgusting. And well, I won't go into it. One of the worst things that's a vaccine adjuvant comes from humans, and it's not good. But I'm not going to go on about that. What I want to talk about is solutions. And so my solution for a sick baby is belladonna. So if I could only choose one remedy to take with me to a desert island where there were lots of babies, it would be belladonna, which is it's derived from deadly nightshade, which is a beautiful little flower. It's a purple flower with a yellow kind of stamen, and it's really poisonous. That's why it's called deadly nightshade. And in the olden days, I don't know what century, but it was a time when women would put mercury powder on their faces to be pale, but they would eat a bit of this deadly nightshade because it makes the pupils in your eyes huge, so you get these really black, dark eyes, which is supposed to be attractive. Personally, I like really kind of clear, like light green eyes or something really bright and watery, not particularly black. But anyway, it's a personal taste. But yes, and the other thing that the belladonna would lend to the complexion is a kind of rosy cheek, which that's not my idea of attractive at all. I've got them, I hate them. But anyway, back then it was seen as beautiful, and so women would poison themselves with a tiny bit to, get this look. But what it does do, once it's become a homeopathic remedy and it's potentized and it's succussed and it's diluted, it is brilliant for inflammation. So if you have a migraine where you've got bursting head and you look red and your eyes might look a bit kind of large and starey and crazy, that would be worth trying. So everything about belladonna is hot, bursting, pounding, just, when you have like even a toothache or an earache where you can feel your blood just going boom, boom, boom. That feeling with pain accompanied and heat accompanied, that's belladonna. Another thing that belladonna is really interesting for helping is children that bite. So it's such a taboo when you've got a kid that's in nursery or whatever, and they're all little children, toddlers playing with each other, and then there's one kid that bites. It's a nightmare because because it's sort of so feral, and other parents are like, oh God, your kid bites. So belladonna is worth trying for that. It's also worth trying for the first stages of epilepsy. If you see a seizure coming, or if you feel a seizure coming on, belladonna's a good one to try. If you've got what's that thing called where you have a big abscess in the back of your throat? I can't think what it's called right now, but it's like the worst sore throat on earth. Belladonna, I remember my homeopath years ago saying that her son had one. The name of it keeps coming into my head and then slipping straight out again. I hope it comes back to me. But anyway, it's a huge abscess right back here, and it can kill you. It's really horrible. Anyway, her son had one, and the father was calling the ambulance. Meanwhile, she gave belladonna, and by the time the ambulance came, it had resolved. I think it burst, which is a bit disgusting because that's a lot of pus. But anyway, it came out and it was better. So belladonna, I have it here in all potencies. I wouldn't really bother giving it in a low potency because the energy that it requires to have that kind of level of heat and pulsation and inflammation, that energy needs to be matched by a high energy remedy potency. So I would go 200, 1M, 10M. So that's my little bit of positivity in a time of crisis with what's going on in the world. And so, yeah, let's all just do that good thing of sharing love and positivity and help your neighbours and look for where you can do good, because we've got to do something. We can't just sit here like lemons waiting for fat incontinent world leaders to just hurt us all and hurt the children. All right, that's it. Bye.